Oh, how far they have fallen. See, when I grew up, I was raised by conservative parents, was in a conservative community, went to conservative schools, and was taught a lot of conservatism, real Republican type upbringing. And I remember there was this just elevated statue of Ronald Reagan in everyone's life. He was this great savior that came out and pulled us out of the economic crises of the late 70s, early 80s, and brought an great economic boom to America through the 80s, and was just this kind of savior that pulled us out of destitution and put us on a track of the coke filled 80s, if you will. And all the conservatives always kept pointing back to him. You know, he was this great guy. Trickle down economics was the best thing ever. Heard about it from both sides through the 2000s. But something changed. And it really clicked with me the other day when I heard 47 in a speech blaming Reagan and his policies on trade and letting businesses go across the sea and having manufacturing going over to foreign countries. That was the cause of all our economic ruin. And the truth of the matter is if you were to study economics, and especially conservative economics, and believed in it, you would never have said anything like that about Reaganomics. See, I could be wrong here, but I remember being taught and heard this reinforced throughout that Reagan promoted this overseas production because the economy was crashing. The economy was struggling. There was this big problem going on. Unions were getting strong, real strong, raising the wages of everyone in the country. But as that was going up, of course, manufacturers, businessmen couldn't lose them profits, so they raised their prices. Inflation was going through the roof just because they were trying to meet the demands of what they had to pay. And I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but Reagan came up with a plan, and he met with a lot of business leaders and said, start investing in overseas manufacturing. It's going to be a big hit right off the beginning. It's going to cost you a little bit, but a few years down the road, you will reap such benefits from this, from cheap production and cheap labor cost, that you'll be able to sell things on cents on the dollar to the consumer market that we're becoming over here. And people thought originally that was going to be a horrible idea. It was going to lose jobs around here, and it was going to destroy everything, and that no one would have money to buy any of this stuff. But again, struggle and stress in the life brings about great progress in other areas. Jobs were still being created. Jobs will always be created. As some jobs get cycled out, new jobs will form. And people will always have a chance to work at something. So that wasn't a true idea at all. But the manufacturing did get a lot cheaper. As we see today, when you bring stuff over from China or even from Mexico or Canada, where they have the local resources to manufacture and produce it a lot easier than we do here. And to sit here and say Reagan got it wrong back then, it's neither here nor there. It did get rid of jobs in America, and it shipped manufacturing and made us more of a consumer economy. Whether that is good or bad, I'm not an economist, so I can't talk to that. But for 47 to come out and say that was the worst thing ever, it just shows how far up his own orange ass he is when he doesn't understand that this was the plan. This was what is going on, to bring and put tariffs on and have people try to reestablish manufacturing jobs here. How long is it going to take to build a manufacturing plant? How long is it going to take to employ it and start producing products there? What kind of investments are going to have to go into that? It's going to be a long time, years down the road, before you can build these multi-million-dollar factories to start producing vehicles here. And it's going to mean a loss of income and expensive prices go forward. It's going to be an economic crisis, not of a few short, easy months to get through, but years, many years, past his time in office to get anything done. So it makes me laugh at how much these Republicans that used to fight and defend Reaganomics to the T so easily swayed by a different guy whose proven line of business success is seen in all the bankruptcies and defunct businesses that he's functioned and sponsored, all the bankruptcies that he declared, and the only thing that's ever held him elevated in a position of some sort of successful business has been money laundering for Russian oligarchs and drug lords of South America. So why are they so blind and taken into this? It's because they don't want to learn. They don't want to be educated. They don't want to remember where their roots were, where they came from. I'm not saying Reaganomics was the best thing ever. There was a lot of issues and problems with it. It's where the root of this inequality and the spread of wealth in our country came from. Because of this shipping and making everything cheaper and making all the businesses richer, because they realized they didn't have to lower the prices anymore, keeping them same, raise them just a little bit, make even more profit off of it. It caused and was the roots of a lot of the problems we see today. But to come try to strike back and do this, what we're doing now, is so asinine. It's going to destroy everyone that's not a billionaire right now. And we got to see it for what it is. And I think he's starting to see it for what it is. Or not really. He's starting to see that he's making mistakes. Now he's got to try to lie and cover himself and cover up for what he's done. But we'll see what happens there. The thing is, we just got to educate ourselves and see how much these guys sway and swish in the wind, depending on whatever savior comes up and whatever charismatic and bloated leader wants to say whatever they want to them. But the truth is it's just puppets being operated by people behind them, big business and everything else. So that's what we have to look at. It's not necessarily the leadership that's making these decisions. It's the guys with the hands straight up their bums that are making them talk. So let's just see what it's for and understand a little bit of our history and where we came from.